In the fall of 1955, English actor Alec Guinness was in the US for the shooting of his first Hollywood film, The Swan. He happened to meet the film idol, James Dean, in a restaurant in Los Angeles. Dean ushered Guinness outside and proudly showed him his latest acquisition, which had just been delivered. It was a gleaming brand new sports car, which was wrapped in cellophane and tied with ribbon. Guinness had a curious reaction to Dean's excitement. As he viewed the car, which he later described as sinister looking, he urged the young actor not to get inside it but to return it to the supplier. Checking his watch, he said to Dean, "It is now 10 p.m, Friday the 23rd of September, 1955. If you get in that car, you will be found dead in it by this time next week." Dean laughed off the strange declaration, for which Guinness immediately apologised, blaming his own tiredness and hunger. After a pleasant evening, the two actors parted amicably, with no further reference made to the incident. At 4 p.m, Friday, September the 30th, exactly 1 week later, Guinness's prediction came true when Dean's tragic passing occurred while driving in his new car. The Hollywood star, representing a new breed of bad boy actors, was only 24. He had nicknamed his new 1955 Porsche 550 Spyder convertible the Little Bastard, having earned this moniker for himself from Warner Brothers producer Jack Warner. According to biographers and others who knew Dean, the car proceeded to cause mayhem and disaster nearly everywhere it went. Dean's dream had been to become a professional race car driver and eventually drive in European road races. During his brief racing career, he had competed several times, had a number of wins, and was said to show great promise. He had logged thousands of miles in his 356 Porsche Speedster before he obtained his rare 550 Spyder. The powerful car was coveted by many racers and difficult to get hold of in the US. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7 seconds, reaching top speeds of up to 150 miles per hour, and had conquered its class in Le Mans and Carrera Panamericana. However, the 550 Spyder required more skill and experience than Dean had clocked up. With its complicated handling and rear weight bias, the model had a tendency to oversteer, risking the driver to lose control and overturn. Despite all the miles Dean had logged on various terrains in his previous Speedster before racing it, he didn't have time for this preparation in the Spyder. In retrospect, some point to eerie warnings of Dean's disastrous accident. Dean's was the 55th Spyder to be assembled out of only 90 produced. Its serial number was therefore a palindrome, 550055. As well as Guinness's prophetic warning, Dean's girlfriend Ursula Andress had refused to even get into the car. Ominously, a few months before the tragic incident, Dean appeared in a TV commercial where he warned of the dangers of speeding. Dressed as a ranch hand, he advises young people to drive safely. The life you might save might be mine. On the day, just 2 hours before the collision, Dean had received a speeding ticket for driving 10 miles per hour over the speed limit, but this didn't seem to have slowed him down. The chain of events following the accident began to mark Dean's 550 Spyder as cursed. At the time, Dean was accompanied by his German mechanic, Rolf Wotherich, who survived the crash but sustained serious head injuries and a broken leg. It was said that Wotherich experienced extreme survivor guilt and tried to take his own life twice during the 1960s. In another incident involving a kitchen knife, Wotherich attempted to take his wife with him. Some witnesses from the day have even sworn that Wotherich was actually driving, not Dean. Wotherich finally returned to Germany and perished at a young age in a drink driving accident in 1981. But it was the 550 Spyder Porsche which seemed to carry the dark, haunting notoriety in the saga of its journey. Once the vehicle was written off by Dean's insurance company, it was sold to Dr. William F. Eschrich for $1,092. He removed the engine and other component parts for use in his and his friends' vehicles. The curse seemed to follow each part. Using the Spyder's rear end, racer Dr. Troy McHenry lost control of his car during a race, smashed into a tree and perished. During the same race, his friend Eschrich, whose vehicle had incorporated the Spyder's engine, also crashed. Eschrich survived, although sustaining serious injuries. George Barris had acquired possession of the rest of the car for its curio value. Barris was an auto customiser whose company later created the Batmobile and the Munster coach, along with novelty vehicles for celebrities, such as Zsa Zsa Gabor's gold Rolls-Royce. Barris had previously worked on Dean's car and bought what was left of the Porsche from the Ushered family. The uncanny events began when he reported that, on arrival at his shop, the vehicle had rolled off the trailer while being unloaded and crushed a mechanic's legs. He also stated that a thief had slipped and badly broken his arm, tearing the flesh back to the bone, while trying to make off with the car's steering wheel. After these mishaps, Barris decided not to sell on any more of the vehicle's parts. He later agreed to loan the California Highway Patrol the remainder of the wreckage to use in a highway safety exhibit. Unfortunately, during a presentation, the car slid off its display and fell on a student, breaking the teenager's hip. This convinced Barris to scrap the vehicle entirely, but the carnage did not end there. While the car was being transported from the California Highway Patrol exhibit back to Barris, the truck driver lost control and his vehicle skidded off the road. The driver was thrown from the transport truck and reportedly the Porsche also fell, landing on the driver and fatally injuring him. The strange occurrences continued when, while being stored in Barris's garage, he reported that the Spyder came to life and crashed without anyone being around. In another incident, his garage in Fresno caught on fire and allegedly everything but the Spyder was destroyed. Barris further claimed that a man who had filched a souvenir piece of scrap metal from the car later called him and begged him to take back the object. He had lost his wife, home, job, and was in hospital with a terminal illness. Dean's 550 Spyder Porsche is now said to have mysteriously disappeared, reportedly lost in transport in 1960, and its current whereabouts remain unknown. In 2015, it was claimed to be hidden within a museum's walls in Washington. Sean Riley came forward to report that his father had taken him to a job in 1974 in a building that still stands today. He claimed that his father met with several men, who included Barris, who secreted a wrecked car behind a wall. His solid evidence described the type of car and how it was damaged, matching police and accident reports. His account of witnessing the Porsche even passed a lie detector test that was arranged by the Volvo Auto Museum in Illinois, who may be attempting to uncover the elusive and eerily powerful vehicle. The mystery and legend of the 550 Spyder's curse live on. The sadness remains that James Dean, the Hollywood heartthrob who predicted his own demise before the age of 30, disregarded Alec Guinness's chilling prophecy the week before it occurred.